Hi, welcome back. My name is Sandy if you're new here, and today I'm going to be playing around with the Cricut Infusible Ink markers. So I have the pens, which are the thinner font, and then I have the markers. And I'm going to play around making some coasters, and I have these practice coasters here. I'm going to use these square ones. So jump on in with me. It'll be a lot of fun. I wanted to find a design where I could do some coloring, so I just typed in over under images flower coaster, and these images came up, and I think they're really cool. So you'll see over here on the right hand side, so there's a circle behind it, and they just tinted it gray, but whatever piece of paper you use is what it'll be. I'm using white, so my background will be white. And so it will draw, you can see it has pen in there. So it's going to draw these. You can see up here it has pen as the operation. And then once it draws all these, it will then come back and cut circles around them. And then that way I'll be able to lift them up off the mat and I can color them in. So I am going to hit make it, and I am just using the laser copy paper that they recommend you use with Infusible Ink. Like I said, I am going to select copy paper, and I'm just going to do default pressure since I'm just doing a circle cut. And here it tells me which marker to load. Since I had black selected, it's the midnight color or black, and the pen, which is the 0.4. So that's the skinnier tip. And then it'll cut out the circles. I am coloring in the file. I am using the Cricut Infusible Ink markers. And here are the other 3 images. Let me finish coloring. I have finished coloring this in. Took me about 15 minutes. And I did some shading of the different color markers. So we'll see how that turns out when I heat it. Here is my setup. I have a Teflon sheet below my heat mat, piece of cardstock, then I have my coaster, and then I have my design face down that I've just colored, and I use some heat resistant tape. It's important to don't put the tape over any of your colored area because it won't transfer well. And then now I'm going to take a piece of butcher paper, put that on top, and then I'm going to press it for 60 seconds at 400 degrees. All right, it is finished. Let's check it out. I am going to remove the butcher paper, and you can see that some of the ink transferred onto the butcher paper, so I won't want to use that again. Now it's super hot, so I'm going to let this cool, but you can already see how more vibrant these colors have become. I can't wait to peel it off. Here is the reveal. It's still really hot, so I'm not going to hold it yet. I think that turned out pretty cool. I was, testing the different colors. So this is a lilac color. So I don't know if I would use that again. But I do really like the coral and the red. I love the light violet and the darker violet. The yellow is really nice. The pinks are really nice. So yeah, I think that's really pretty. I still feel like I have a lot of color on here. I'd be curious to see what happened if I did a second coaster. Might have to play around with that. Second one done. Here's the other two that I am going to do. And there's the first one. Well, that was a fun project. I really like how these turned out. The colors are really vibrant, and I'll post some pictures or have some close-up videos of these four, and I think they came out really neat. A couple of the pros and cons of working with the markers. I thought it was nice that Cricut, the black pen that drew all of this, because I couldn't have drawn it. Coloring them in, it was, it's fairly easy. You just got to color. We learned that in kindergarten, right? So I think that was kind of neat. It's learning how to shade. I think I could probably practice some more and improve on how I do the shading between the lighter colors and darker colors. But I definitely think this is a really fun option. Now, I did pick a circle image and I put it on a square coaster, so I wouldn't do that going forward. But I just wanted to play around, and I didn't really want to use my ceramic coasters in case they didn't work out or turn out very well. Now my daughter, I showed them to her and she loves them, so I'm going to mail them off to her. So she's going to have these in her apartment. So that'll be fun for her. So I think I'll probably try to use these markers more and more. And I think you can also use these and iron onto shirts with the markers. So I might try that next. Pillowcases, any blank basically, you can use the markers on. So I think if you're wanting to mass produce these, that would be pretty time consuming to have to color each one of these individually. But I think just for a fun little gift to give somebody, I think it's a neat little option. You could even just draw your own design on the paper and then iron it on to your blank, or you could create the design, in Design Space or elsewhere, and import it into Cricut Design Space. So I think a lot of different options that are available for these markers. So yeah, so I think I call this a win, and I will probably do it again. I'll play around with what designs I want to use. Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all here on the next video.